In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. And then God said, "Let there be light," and it was good. This was the first day. Over the next few days, God made the sky, the oceans, the ground, then the sun and the moon. Then he created animals. Then, on a day which would later be called Saturday, the sixth day of creation, he made man in his image and gave him dominion over all the animals of the earth, as well as the plants. On the seventh day, God had finished his work and was feeling rather tired, so God rested, taking a nap. When God woke up, he enjoyed his nap so much that he made the seventh day a holy day. God then found a bunch of dust on the floor and realized that it would be the perfect man-making material. And so he formed it into the shape of a man and blew life into it, giving man a form, a living form. Then, in the meantime, had created a garden in Eden and decided that it'd be the perfect place for his creation, man. He then planted trees in the garden, including, in the middle of the garden, two very special trees, the tree of life and the tree of knowledge. God then told man, "You can eat from all of the trees which I have planted here, except for the tree of knowledge, or you will surely perish." God then realized man was very lonely and set out to find a good helper for him. So God took man to all the animals he had created and allowed man to name all of them. Then man named himself Adam in the process. Remember that name, he's kind of important for a little bit. God then realized that none of these animals would be a good enough companions, so God yoinked a rib from Adam while he was sleeping and created a woman from it, calling it woman because it came from man. Later on, a serpent came to woman and asked her, "Is it true that God said you cannot eat from the tree?" Woman said, "We can eat from all the trees, except for the ones in the middle, or we would surely die." The serpent replied, "Well, God said I'd die if I rocked these sick jays, and look at me go." See, God doesn't want you to eat from the trees, because you'll become like him. When woman realized that she would not die if she ate from the tree, and would become smart like God, she took a fruit and shared it with Adam. God eventually realized they had taken a fruit from the tree of knowledge. He was not very happy with that. God then interrogated them as to why they had eaten from the tree, and they revealed that it was the serpent who had tricked them into eating from the tree. God then snapped away the snake's limbs, cursing him to a life of misery and dust eating. God then curses Adam to have to scrounge for his food, and curses to woman to suffer big pain when birthing children. God then seizes the opportunity to make an epic one-liner. From dust you were created, and to dust you will return as well. Then Adam decided to name the woman Eve because she would be the mother of all children. After being kicked out of Eden, Adam and Eve had two children named Cain and Abel. Later on, Abel would care for the flocks, and Cain worked the soil. Cain would offer God vegetables, while Abel would offer animals, but God liked animals better. This made Cain rather annoyed, so logically, he kills Abel in response. God says, "What have you done?" and curses Cain with suffering and sends him east and declares that anyone who would kill Cain would suffer 37-fold. God then gave Adam and Eve a third child named Seth. Adam's lineage goes on as so. Adam has Seth. Seth has Enosh. Enosh has Canaan. Canaan has... He has Jared. Jared has Enoch. Enoch has Methuselah. Methuselah has Lamech. And Lamech has Noah. God had been at the store for a while and came back to check on humanity to see that it had ended up becoming very corrupt and very evil. God then noticed that Noah was in fact not evil, so he told them that he is going to go kill everyone and to build a giant boat for the incoming flood. So he just said to go build a real big boat. God then told Noah to take 2 of every animal on the boat, even the serpents, despite his disdain for serpents. God then floods the earth and drowns everyone, even the people on the tallest of mountains, and the water would keep coming in for 150 days. God had not forgotten about the ark, and cast a wind to eventually land them on top of a very tall mountain. Noah then sent out a raven, which would fly back and forth, having a stroke, until Noah gives up and just sends out a dove. When the dove returned, it had returned with a single olive branch, telling Noah that land had came. God then said, "Go, Noah, leave the boat, and take the animals with you." Then Noah builds an altar and is very happy. The Lord then smelt with his lordly nose that Noah had made the altar, and promised to Noah, "Never again will I curse the ground because of humans." After that, God promised to not flood humanity ever again, and then said, "As long as the earth endures, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, winter and summer, day and night will never cease." The end. Thank you for watching my animation. This took an entire week.